Well, thank you everybody for coming. We have a nice punctual audience. I don't see people rushing the door past 6. So real committed fans will be coming out here and hear from the team, especially on a nice warm evening like tonight's. But I know everybody's probably pretty happy with how the season finished. Well, would have liked to have gone further, but a pretty exciting playoff run. That Game 5 against Baie-Comeau, disappointing result, but what a legendary game. So again, I'm Patrick McNeil, the radio announcer for the Eagles, and joined by the hockey operations staff here. Most of you are probably familiar with the format, so just in case you haven't, we'll hear from everybody here, and then there'll be the opportunity to ask questions. Also want to say hello to everybody that's watching on Facebook, and I believe Brad or Carter or Nick are kind of monitoring the questions there. So after we hear from everybody, there'll be the opportunity in person to take questions, and then we'll take questions from the online audience. So to my left are esteemed members of the Eagles organization. We have the General Manager of Business Operations, Joey Haddad, finishing up his first year in the role. And General Manager, Sylvain Couturier. Head Coach, Louis Robitaille, and Assistant General Manager, John Hanna. So obviously these gentlemen will be here available for questions, but before any of that, we're also going to hear from Team President Erwin Simon. Can we hear from Erwin?
Hi everybody, and here I am in Atlanta, Georgia, welcoming all you Cape Breton fans and at our town hall tonight. Thank you so much for coming. Listen, what a season it's been. 39 wins, in the playoffs, we went, Final Four. And I got to tell you, I am so proud of the team, so proud of the boys, proud of the coaching staff, hockey operations, and what the team was able to do in regards to get the name out and build our brand out there, build our awareness. We started the season, we had 1,800 fans, we had 4,900 fans coming to our games at the end. So with that, strong finish. We got a first round draft choice, and just think what else is to come. I want to thank the most important, you, the fans, for supporting us, being there for us, showing up at the airport when the boys come home, and to a great summer. And we'll see you at the rink in August when training camp starts, which is only a few months away. So get ready for next year. Get those season seats because they're going quickly. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Erwin, and I'm glad you mentioned the draft because I'm sure the hockey fans here know the NHL draft lotteries tonight, but we already won the one that really matters, which is pretty exciting stuff. Again, we're going to get to hear from everybody at the table. We'll start off with, to my left, General Manager of Business Operations, Joey Haddad.
Great, thanks, Pat. Hey, everyone, thanks for coming. It feels great to have everybody together again for another important town hall session. From the perspective of the organization, our fan base, our sponsors, and the community as a whole, I think we certainly have a lot to celebrate and be happy about this season. As Erwin just mentioned, our progression this year from start to finish was a big incline. So that's always the goal, and when you can accomplish that, it's something to look back on, and to have everybody involved, everybody kind of a piece of the puzzle, that's even better. So. Last time we did this, it was under very different circumstances, so I want to thank everybody for their ongoing support, and again, when we get back up here, it feels good to kind of talk about everything, the successes, the small wins, the big wins, and everything we did on the ice together as a big community. So it's good to be sitting up here talking with everybody today. I'm going to keep things brief. I want this to be focused on hockey operations and everything they accomplished this season, along with all the excitement and potential of the off season, the draft, and the coming season next year. I will highlight some statistics and touch on a few aspects of the in-game experience and offerings for our fan base that we try to improve on this year. If you remember at the start of the season, we kind of had some questions asked to the community, and our last town hall we had a survey. We just wanted to hear from you guys as your personal opinions on the in-game experience and what we can do better as an organization to provide for you, the fans. So after it was all said and done, our regular season attendance was up 23% this season compared to last season, which is very important. In playoffs, we had the highest attendance increase in the CHL. So that is compared to our average season attendance, which was 2,350, I think. And then we increased that by 83% in the playoffs. So that's nationwide. That's a testament of the hockey ops and the product on the ice. and then our community support, everybody coming out wanting to be involved in what we're doing here. So thank you for that. As Pat said, we had the largest crowd in franchise history. In the past, we have had some sellouts. We had some large crowds. But since the remodeling of the building, we've added more seats, the suite level, premium seating. So I think the difference might be 80 some seats or so. But again, a big accomplishment. And again, thank you to everybody who was involved in that. 5 straight sellouts at the end of the season. I know we wanted maybe 4 more, but again, still a big feat, and again, it's a community thing. So starting with the product on the ice, and then having our community come, be involved, want to see that product, and then next thing you know, we have an environment that everybody wants to be at, right? So we were the hottest ticket in town. I think the last 3 home games sold out in, I think it was an hour and 20 minutes maybe. So it exceeded our expectations. It was humbling, and it added the excitement. And I think we had maybe 10 tickets or 20 tickets go back on sale that Bakemo wasn't using, and they were gone in about 3 minutes. So pretty cool numbers, nice to see. And again, as an organization, we're really thankful. We're really happy about that. Some of the new additions this year, we introduced the Blue Lobster Lounge, which is I'm sure everybody probably had a chance to check it out down in the far northwest corner. But before this season, it was just an empty kind of gray hole. We heard from the fans. We wanted a little bit more as far as scenery around the rink, maybe a different kind of space that you could come to pregame and have a drink, catch up with your buddies, listen to some live music, watch some pregame stuff on the TVs. And it was successful, and we heard some good reviews and some good feedback, so we were happy to hear that. Ticket to Win It, that was an incentive for our fan base. We were asking for more support from the community, more people to come out, and that was a way to kind of reward the fans for showing up and showing their support, and just give back a little bit. And I think the beauty of it was that it added to the in-game experience. It was exciting, we hit 3,000, well then who's going to win? And when we did win, it was pretty exciting to see them celebrate and show it on the Jumbotron, and it just added a big piece to the games. Ultimate Access was a big hit this year. That was something that, it started a little bit with the league. The league has initiatives where they want to get minor hockey teams out to the games. There are fans, there are, Louis and Sylvain and John's next players coming up the pipeline. But yeah, it was pretty cool the way we packaged it. So players, a team would come down, come through the Eagles territory. They would talk to Sylvain, Louis, or Louis' assistant coaches. They would go through a video session, which, at that age, it was pretty exciting for me to see right now, let alone if I was a 9, 10, 11, or 12-year-old kid. So everybody enjoyed that aspect, and they got to go on the bench and see warm-up from a different perspective, be right down with the players, see the size of some of these guys. It's one thing to see them with their helmet on and from up in the stands, but when you're right next to them, and Thomas Lavoie is 6'4", standing over you, it's a pretty cool experience. So it was nice to have something that we could offer that way. And our social media content, that was something that, not only ownership and everybody in the organization knew we had to improve, but it was something that, is for the fans. It's a way for us to connect and communicate with the fans, a way for us to kind of introduce some members of our association, like the players, like our coaching staff, so you can kind of get a feel for who they are, make a connection with them. We are a community team. We want community support, and this is just another way we can kind of make that bond a little stronger. So, thanks to the office staff and all their hard work, and just the overall commitment to detail, and for everybody kind of engaging, I guess, and doing their part. So another big community aspect that was very successful. From the business office, we'll have more updates at a later date throughout the off season as things come around. But that's it for me. I'll hand things over to Hockey Ops.
Sylvain, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Joey. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. thanks to the fans that are not here and that support us through that great season. I'm going to be short. I'm going to go quickly. John will have a few words after, and we'll leave the floor to Louis, who I think deserve a lot of the credit for that great season. So quickly on my side, if you go through through the season, 1 win short of 40, which I think it's something amazing. That's I believe 8 more wins than last year. 4th in the Eastern Conference, 9 game streak winning to end the season. And keep in mind that we finished the season 2 weeks on the road. So we had a real tough schedule against some good teams, divisional team, and still pull out 9 straight win was again something that was not expected. But I always said that if you pick the last 10 games of the season, that'll be a good indication for the playoff, and we peak at the right time. And again, credit to Louis and his coaching staff. I think these guys did a great job this year and deserve a lot of the credit. Obviously, I think, and Louis will share that with me for sure, I think the players deserve the biggest of the credit. We had a special group of guys this year. I said that all along. Every time I was meeting with them, I knew there was something special coming up. I said they were really tight. They were really close group, and that was a special group. I've been around for 20 years. It's probably, if not the most tight group that I have in my under my team that I have over the years. And the players were good, and again, credit to the coaching staff. Semi-final for the first time in 2007. Unfortunately, we always have a winner and a loser at the end, and we ended up on the wrong side of the fence. But it wasn't because of the effort or anything like that. It was just the players give it all, and credit to them again. That brings me up to the future of this organization. I think that the future looks as bright as it can be for me. I mean, we got, I think, potentially 16 players returning next year. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of tough decisions to make when they're 20 years old. We got some good players, but quality person and quality hockey players as a 20 years old. Unfortunately, the rules are what they are, and we only allow 3 20 years old next year. But all 7 coming back deserve and should be playing the league next year. So again, too early for me right now to say who's going to be back and who's not going to be back as a 20 years old. That being said, whoever is back here will be, as you know, quality players and quality person. But as I said, we came here, or I came here last year with the 3-year plans. Did I expect to be in the top 4? I was hoping to be in the top 4 in my second year, but it's it's more than I expect, to be honest. So we're ahead of where we should be, and but we're not going to stop here. I mean, our goal is still the same, to bring a championship team here in Cape Breton. And like I said, we're talking about potential of players coming back. We haven't talked about top prospect, and I said top prospect because we really like our young players coming up. We have 2 players this year at 2 16 years old defensemen playing junior A, Will Murphy and Liam Quinn, Logan Quinn. They were playing as a 16 years old and play a lot. We got young Peeling, who unfortunately got hurt, but we all know the quality of players that he is. We got guys like Toussaint, was the captain of the winning team at the Telus Cup this year. Luke Foley, that we drafted the 2nd round last year. So there's a lot of good young players, and that's not included all the draft pick that we got. Lucky enough, we won the lottery, as everybody saw a couple of weeks ago. That's definitely a luxury for us. there's so many things we can do with the first round pick. It's I'm not saying that we're not going to pick right now. As of today, we're going to pick, but I'm open for business. If that first round pick can bring us quality players, quality picks, improve our hockey team, I'm not going to close the door on anything. So there's definitely nice to be the first overall pick. And again, I'm not saying I'm not picking first, or I am, but it's something that we're going to look at all options for the organization and what's best for the organization. So that's again, we think and we know that we're going to have a very strong team next year, and what we're trying to build. And if you look at the big picture, we know we're going to be good for many years to come. So that was the plan. That's where we are, and very proud. And I think it was, on a personal note, was very nice to, if you had told me a year ago that we would have 5 sellout crowd here and break a record of over 8,000 for the first series of people, of fans here. Sorry, but I wouldn't have believed that, and it happened. So thanks to you, the fans, thanks to the sponsor, and I think it's just the beginning of something special coming up. So again, thank you, and I'll let John say a few words before Louis take over. But thanks for coming again, and hope to see you next year as a solid crowd again.
Thanks, Sly. As a community person who's been here for a long time, it's been a fun year. It's been a lot easier to walk into Tim Hortons or the Ugly Mug and have the conversations this year than it has been in a few in the past, and that's okay. I've always been proud to be part of the organization, and to see the community rally behind the team was very inspiring, encouraging. The passion is back in the municipality and in Cape Breton Island, and that's good to see. And when we look at what's happened over the last few months in Cape Breton, from the finish that the Eagles had in the regular season and the winning streak, parlayed into a World Curling Championship that we hosted, to the TELUS Cup that was hosted with some fantastic hockey, and then of course the run into the semifinal with us. Hockey is back in Cape Breton, and I think the COVID days are behind us officially now. And to see the Center 200 full, not just with bums in the seats, but the passion and the energy that was in this building has never been rivaled. It was not like that when I played, when the place was full. The energy in this building was spectacular, and that's a credit to our fans and how everyone's rallied behind Sly and Louis, and of course the players had a lot to do with that. So I don't want to go on much further into the hockey side of things. Sly and Louis will answer that, but I've always been a proud person to be part of the organization, and it's a good time right now. And it's been a lot of hard work. There's been a lot of behind the scenes things that have happened from all aspects, and people in the past that have contributed as well, so we can't forget that. So I'll turn it over to Louis, and I look forward, like everybody else, to more success down the road.
Well, thanks, John. Thanks, everyone, for being here. A different kind of message from my first town hall when we were here, and we had to discuss that we were not good at home. What a year. Thank you to Erwin, Trevor, Rob, the entire ownership group, Sylvain, Joey, the front office, John, for the support this year. It's been quite a ride. You look at where we started, and I always preach about process over outcomes and making sure that we do things right. And obviously, it was not the start that we wanted early on, but we knew where we wanted to go, and that group of players was special. The first thing that comes to mind is just that team spirit. You guys have no idea. I've been around quite a bit. Sly said it to the players many times through our playoff run. That was a special group, but until you're in that locker room and you feel it, that partnership and the belief they had was unreal. We were not the most skilled team in the league by any means, but I really think that we gelled. We were a team. And you look at that, for me, one of the things that made me the most proud is one of my first speech here when I came and I got named coach. I wanted the island to be proud. I wanted to make sure that the citizens of Cape Breton were proud of our team, and we played a little bit like you guys, which is a blue collar, hard nose. When you go into the playoff and you see first round Connor Shortall taking slap shot in the face, Zach Biggard right in the back. You look at Antoine Awa right here at the end of the game to keep a lead, blocking a shot with his face. And then after that you have a Nuke, Cam, Schmitty, Biggard trying to keep blocking shot until the ref blows the whistle. It just tells you that the guys were all in. At the end, it's not the result that we wanted. Was it a great year? Yes. Are we satisfied? No. I want to win the last game. I'm tired of losing that Final Four, so that's our goal. But they give it their all, and that's what you can ask out of your player. You look at the improvement that the guys did. You look at the way they grew as individuals. You go from Rooch, never played 900, and this year was our MVP. Was rock solid. He goes in game 4 here, struggles a little bit, and you look at his performance in the last game. What a job he's done. You look at the addition that we did at Christmas time. We were not the busiest team, but we made key acquisition. We got players that we needed. You get a Charles-Antoine Lavallée that comes from Junior A and scores 15 goals for you. You look at Lucas Romero, 25 goals, and now he's an NHL prospect. Everybody's talking about him. Thomas Savoca. I think not only was he great on the ice, he was a real pro off the ice, and I think he helped our young guys mature. He was able to solidify our back end, which was already pretty solid with Bigger, Schmidt, Dej, Deagle, Lavoie. So he's been huge, and adding to that, when you start the year with the news that we received about Jacob Newcomb, the way the community supported him all year long was felt through the locker room, helped him make sure he was ready to go in January, and he was the biggest move Sly ever did. he was unreal, unreal leader. You look at the way in the playoff, what happened here, game 4, play with a broken hand. You guys, we shared that, but he had fractures his right hand, couldn't hold his stick at all. But there's no way I was pulling him out. And you look at his first shift, he had a scoring chance. So that was his best shot of the year. It was maybe a muffin, but he kind of tricked the goalie. But he played his heart out. And that's who we are. That's who he is, and that's who we are as a team. You look at the leadership. I want to thank the 20 years old, Shortall, Biggs, Cam McDonald. They were a real leader for us, and I think they paved the way for now the future. And the future is bright here in Cape Breton. Is it going to be easy? No. You look at our conference next year, it's going to be solid. But just like we did all year, we don't care about anybody else. We're going to focus on us. I don't know how we're going to start. I know where we're going to finish. And as every other team in the league, they want to win. You're going to hear Rimouski, who's hosting the cup, they're going to win. Moncton wants to win. We want to win. And I really believe that we will. You guys, the fans, what you guys have done this year, you guys have no idea how important you guys are to this group of players, to us, the organization, the support, to see the rink full and hearing you guys before warm-up made sure that we were ready. Some nights we were tired, some nights we had a tough schedule, tough road trip. When you look at the crowds, I'd like to know, I'm not a stats guy, but just our record when there's over 3,000 people here, we didn't lose too many this year. You guys are a big part of our success. The fans at the airport, I've never seen that. I've never seen that. We heard you from the airplane. Nobody wanted to get out first. Everybody was shy. Sly didn't want to go first. We asked him, but he said his seat was in the back of the plane. But that's something now that I talk to people back home in Quebec and even in the States where my son's from, and wow, Cape Breton looks pretty good, pretty fun to play. Fans are crazy, fans are there, and that's how we're known now. We're a team, we're a Cape Breton team, and the population was proud of us, and we are proud to play in front of you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, from the entire organization, the players, I want to thank you. And the last one I want to say is just thank you to the players for all their hard work, commitment. It was not easy. At times, like I said, it was a roller coaster, or especially early on, but they never quit. They believed in where we wanted to go. From the plan that Sly sold them a year ago and to this year, the coaches were the way we wanted them to play, because it was a completely different kind of system and maybe attitude and mindset. But it reflects on our number, where we were, I think, third best defense in the league. So those players, I'm extremely proud of them. They give it their all, and now let's get ready. I can't wait for the training camp to start. So thank you everyone for being here.